One of the great joys of my role as Bishop of Dorking is being champion of children, which includes schools in our diocese. The Diocese of Guildford is blessed with 82 schools, which educate over 20,000 children across Surrey and North Hampshire.
I didn't really know there's the role of a governor here at the school before I was approached by our vicar to become a governor. I spoke to the chair of governors at the time, and tried to understand a little bit what the role was. I run a small business, an IT company. I was traveling quite a lot, so I wanted to make sure and I understood that the time commitment. I think often when people are approached to become governors, that's one of their big concerns, particularly if they're working. But the more I looked at it, I felt this was a really important role for the school, but also for our community. Before we had our son and he started coming to school, we didn't really know many people in our local community, but the school made many links for us in our community.
I think the role of governors is absolutely imperative in giving staff, particularly the head, a sense that their work is incredibly important, that they are really valued, and that we as a governing body are immensely appreciative of what they do, both for the school, for the pupils and the local community.
I became a governor initially because I had two children. One had just started at the school and one was about to start. And also they sent out a letter saying that they were looking for governors, and they were particularly interested in someone with HR or legal experience. I'm an employment law solicitor, and I kind of felt that maybe this was something that I could help with.
Foundation governors support me in my role by, I'd say first and foremost, being a strategic sounding board. So someone who I can talk through the strategy of the school and to think ahead about where we want to take the school to in 2 years, 5 years or 10 years. I think also they are somebody who comes with a wealth of knowledge about the school, whether it's the history of the school or the religious aspect of the school, or where the school has been before, which really helps me then coming in as that head teacher to understand the past of the school and where we want to take it to.
I came at the role of being a governor actually with very little idea of what being a governor is all about. I did some research, and one of the findings was that you only need to be 18 to be a governor, no qualifications whatsoever. So I had no real sort of preconceptions, but I very quickly picked up the role and really learnt a lot in the initial committee meetings.
I was fortunate that I'd spoken to a friend who is already a governor before I volunteered, so I had a bit of an idea from her about what the role involved, but I thought that maybe the people in the governing body would be older, if I'm honest, whereas actually we're a real mix of ages and backgrounds.
An ideal foundational governor, in terms of their personal qualities, would be somebody who understands the difference between the operational and the strategic. So we often say here that it's eyes on, hands off. So it's somebody who has that real strategic understanding and can support and can help and can advise, but isn't getting too involved in the day-to-day running of the school. I think also on a personal level, someone who is calm, someone who is measured, someone who is reasonable and understands the demands of the role is also incredibly important.
There is a time commitment to being a governor. I think that's really important that we don't shy away from this. We're fortunate in that we have probably 2 to 3 meetings a term, depending on where we are in the school year. But those are set for us certainly a year in advance. So you have those dates in your diary and you can work around those. That really helps. And you need to be organised because there is quite a lot of reading as preparation for those meetings, so you need to allow time to do that reading in the week or so beforehand. There are also governor visits that we do where we visit the school and see it in operation and see how we're progressing against our ambitions for the year. Those normally happen obviously in school hours, so you do need to allow time for that. But we're fortunate in that I think one of the advantages of being a governor in a post-COVID world is that so many more people do work from home, and for a lot of us it's possible to balance by taking the time out or taking an early lunch to do something and then come back and catch up. I'm also lucky that my husband was very supportive, so when the children were younger I knew that I could go out for an evening meeting without problems. Although having said that, the school were brilliant. There were a few times when my children, in fact, would be in this classroom watching the whiteboard while I was in an early morning meeting.
If we don't maintain and support these local schools and other organizations, our communities will die. Because for us, it's not just about our own school, but the wider community and the world we live in.
If I was to sum up the role of being a governor in one word, I would probably use the word rewarding. It is immensely rewarding. You get to see what goes on, but you are doing a lot of real good, both for your school and the community in which you live.
So if this is something that you're willing to consider, I would really encourage you to think not just about the gift that you're able to give, but also about the blessing that it would be to you.